Mukes, licensed professional counselor.
And hi, I'm Dr. B, pediatric neuropsychologist.
And welcome to Let's Talk. So today we wanted to talk with you guys about I think it's a pretty touchy, serious subject. And the subject is about mandated reporting. And for many of you, you might be going, what in the world does that mean? And for us as healthcare professionals, what it basically means is if there is a suspicion of abuse or neglect of a child, an elderly person, or a person with disabilities, by state law here in Texas, we are required to make a report either to the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services or to our local law enforcement.
Correct. And so what it means is that if we suspect or there's been a report to us or information rather given to us in regards to child or elderly abuse or neglect, then we are not required to investigate that further, but we are required to hand that information over to the appropriate authorities so it can be properly investigated. Now, this is not something that many providers enjoy doing or find pleasure in doing. And the overall goal for this type of reporting is to ensure the safety of the individual. So we just want to clarify that that's just kind of the general definition of mandated reporting. But we want to clarify some thoughts that may be out there about what it means when we have to make a report.
Right. And so a lot of people tend to get afraid. Here in Texas, we call our particularly our Division of Child Protective Services CPS. And you can drop a pin when you say the word CPS because people tend to silently freak out because no one wants to have CPS involved in their lives, because there's this misnomer that all they want to do is take my kids, take my loved one away from me. And as Dr. B stated, that's generally not the goal of any of our safety rules and guidelines in this state. The idea is to ensure safety because we really want to keep all families together if that's possible.
Definitely. And the other idea in regards to keeping the family together is sometimes it's important to know that there may be some type of difficulties going on so that we can brainstorm and figure out ways to provide families with resources so that they can remain an intact family. And so, you know, that's the goal there, is to keep the family intact, but to keep everyone safe in the process and to provide whatever resources and supports that are available to make sure that that happens.
Absolutely. And you know, it's kind of funny. I know this is a serious topic, but one of the things that happens is when people are afraid that families are going to be split or that they just want to take my kids away. And you know, just the other day I was driving down the street and there's all these signs that say call us to apply to be foster families. And what that meant to me was that if your child is taken away from your home, there's really nowhere for them to go. And so the idea is that no, you don't want to disrupt families. We want to strengthen families, because by strengthening families, we strengthen our communities, right?
Absolutely.
And so being able to provide those services. And as Dr. B said, most professionals, we toil about this. If something comes up and we feel that we need to, and oftentimes there's consultation that goes into that we make sure that this is the right call for us to make this report. Now there's times when there's no confusion about it. You know, if I see someone physically mistreating a child or an elderly person or a person with disabilities, then it is my duty to respond to that through, number one, stopping the harm, and then the other piece is then by filing the appropriate reports with the appropriate authorities.
Absolutely. We're going to be, you know, in the future talking about discipline because this comes up a lot in regards to discipline with children. And various ways to implement disciplining strategies with children. But in the meantime, if you have questions or concerns about what is considered child or elderly abuse or neglect, we encourage you to go online, look on the website for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services, and they have definitions about what constitutes something that is reportable to their department. And so that way you just have clarity about that. But we will be coming back around to disciplining strategies for children and how to kind of avoid potential situations with CPS.
Sure thing. So again, just to remember that what mandating reporting means is that any health professional or person dealing with children or the elderly or the disabled by law are required in the state of Texas to report any suspicion of neglect or abuse to those persons. And what it does not mean is that we want to disrupt your family or that we think that you're a terrible person. But what we do want is to ensure the safety of you, your child, the other person who's involved, to ensure that you can hopefully stay together as an intact family.
Absolutely. Well, we hope that you all were able to gain some type of knowledge or tips from today's talk. Please like the video. If you found something to be helpful, comment below. We're always happy to take comments and recommendations, and share this with others who you feel may benefit from this video.
All right.
Until next time. Bye.
Take care. Bye.